As the crisp autumn air settles over the Yukon and the leaves begin to fall, Tony Beets and his crew are shifting their focus to closing out the mining season on a high note. Despite the challenges of an already grueling season, the Beets operation has managed to pull an impressive 3,800 ounces of gold. However, Tony knows that to maximize their final push, they need more than just determination, they need a second wash plant up and running. And to make that happen, he's turning to his daughter, Monica. Known as the king of the Klondike, Tony has built his reputation on perseverance and an ability to squeeze every ounce of gold from the frozen ground. But with only one active wash plant running, production is bottlenecked, and time is running out before winter sets in. That's where Monica comes in. She has been working hard to establish her own mining operation at the Paradise Hill site, targeting a 3-acre plot known as the Hester Cut. Tony has high hopes for this section of land, believing it holds untouched pay dirt, rich with gold left behind by old-time dredgers. For Monica, the Hester Cut represents more than just another mining project, it's an opportunity to prove herself in the family business. She's spent the season fighting to get her operation up and running, but progress has been anything but smooth. 3 weeks ago, she was ready to start moving dirt, only to be sidelined when an unexpected discovery in the super pit drew Tony's attention elsewhere. With equipment and manpower redirected to the more immediate and promising find, Monica was left frustrated, feeling like her efforts were constantly taking a back seat. "Boys first," she muttered, her disappointment clear. Despite the setbacks, Monica remains determined. Now, with Tony finally backing her efforts, she's getting the support she needs to make the Hester Cut operational. Her brother, Mike, and his crew arrive to assist, bringing with them the key piece of equipment needed to drain the cut, a Frankenstein-like machine Tony has pieced together from decades-old parts. This hybrid contraption, a combination of a 65-year-old pipe layer and a 30-year-old pump, is designed to move an astonishing 1,000 gallons of water per hour, a critical capability given the swampy condition of the cut. The process of setting up the machine is no easy task. Mike carefully navigates it down to the Hester Cut, maneuvering its long boom arm into position. A 6-inch submersible pump is lowered into the deepest part of the waterlogged area, with hoses stretching 150 yards to a settling pond on the other side of the access road. Once the pump is in place, the team must ensure that all connections are secure, an effort that proves to be more challenging than anticipated. The final clasp, which secures the main pipe, refuses to lock properly. After a tense struggle involving both brute force and a bit of ingenuity, the crew finally snaps it into place. "It's never coming off," one worker jokes, relieved that the job is done. With the pump secured, the team fires up the engine. The machine sputters to life, its aged components rattling as water begins to surge through the hoses. Slowly but surely, the Hester Cut begins to drain, marking a major turning point in Monica's efforts to establish her claim. She watches the process with a mix of excitement and relief, knowing that in just a couple of days, the cut will be dry enough for excavation to begin. This moment is a significant one for Monica. Mining has always been a family affair, and she has spent years proving her worth in a male-dominated industry. Leading the charge at the Hester Cut is her chance to show Tony and herself that she has what it takes to run a successful operation. "I'm excited to see what's going to come out of this Hester Cut," she says, her determination shining through. It's a gamble, but one she's ready to take. The road ahead won't be easy. Even once the cut is fully drained, there's still the challenge of removing the remaining sediment, exposing the paid dirt, and hauling it to the wash plant for processing. Any number of things could go wrong: equipment breakdowns, unexpected flooding, or simply a lower than expected gold yield. But for Monica, the only option is to push forward. As the pump continues its steady work, the crew takes a moment to reflect on how far they've come. Monica's perseverance, combined with the support of her family and team, has put the Hester Cut back on track. If the ground delivers as Tony predicts, this site could play a key role in ensuring the Beets operation meets its ambitious 5,000-ounce season goal. With winter looming, every ounce counts. But for Monica, success at the Hester Cut isn't just about hitting the numbers, it's about carving out her place in the beets mining empire. Whether or not this cut delivers, she's already proven something important. She's not just along for the ride, she's ready to lead. For Monica Beets, this mining season was supposed to be a defining moment, a chance to establish her own operation and prove that she could run a successful cut independently. But once again, her efforts at the Hester Cut are being threatened by an unexpected delay, putting her mining ambitions in jeopardy. The season started with high hopes for the Beets family. Tony Beets, the legendary king of the Klondike, wanted all three of his children to be actively involved in their own mining cuts. His son Mike was already running his trommel at full throttle, producing steady gold. Monica, on the other hand, had been eagerly waiting for the chance to get the Hester Cut up and running. After 4 days of draining efforts, she was hopeful that she would finally be able to extract her first pay dirt. "It's good to get started and finally get Monica's cut on the go," Tony remarked as he and Monica headed down to the site to inspect progress. But upon arrival, their optimism quickly faded. The cut was still waterlogged, far from being ready for mining. "What do you think?" Tony asked, surveying the situation. Monica sighed, already sensing the setback. "It still looks pretty wet to me." "No kidding," Tony replied. "It's kind of a bloody mess if you ask me." What was supposed to be a mining-ready cut had turned into a disaster zone. The Hester Cut, once stripped down to pay dirt, had been transformed into a swamp due to collapsing banks and excessive water saturation. The unstable soil was now liquefying and sliding into the cut, burying the gold-rich ground beneath layers of mud. "We really should have pulled everything out in the spring," Tony admitted. "But should have, could have." Now, the Beets family faced a major obstacle. With the banks continuing to collapse and mudslides threatening to bury the site completely, immediate action was needed. To prevent further destruction, they had to reinforce the area with coarse rock. Using old tailings from a nearby pile, they planned to create a barrier to hold back the mud and act as a French drain, allowing excess water to flow out for easier pumping. "Jump in the dozer." "I need some gravel right off the bed," Tony instructed. "Drop that blade, push it in." Monica, determined to salvage her operation, switched to an excavator and began loading a rock truck with tailings. The team worked rapidly, transporting the heavy rocks to shore up the banks. "Get it over there," she directed as they hurried to stabilize the area. After hours of effort, Tony finally called for a reassessment. "Okay, Monica, I don't need any more rock. Just walk over there so we can have a look at it." As they surveyed the site, Tony observed the progress. "I see a lot of gravel down here. Hopefully, the hillside won't fall down anymore." But the risk wasn't fully eliminated. "This is still a problem," he cautioned. "I don't know when it's going to come down, but why take a chance?" Despite their best efforts, the waterlogged hillside remained too dangerous to mine. Monica's plans had to be put on hold yet again. Frustration was evident as she faced another delay, another obstacle standing between her and her goals. "It's never ending," she sighed. "I don't know if the Hester Cut will ever get started." For now, all she could do was wait for the conditions to improve. The setbacks had tested her patience, but Monica wasn't about to give up. The gold beneath the Hester Cut was still there, waiting to be uncovered. And when the time was right, she would be ready to take control of her future in the Beets family's mining empire.